All right, afternoon, everybody. This is the next flight in the Utah Alphabet Challenge, P, Panguitch, to R, Richfield. Panguitch is U55 on the charts. Richfield is KRIF. And we are going to have a short one. It's only about 55 miles in the air. I picked the Cessna 172 in this, an X-plane, because it will travel a little bit slower than the Cirrus would. You want to orient yourself on where you are in the world. We're here. Weather's great. We're running on PilotEdge and real-world weather in the sim. I'll do the brief here in 1 second. Just fixing something here in the sim real quick. All right. So 55 miles, pretty much straight as the crow flies. We will go up a little bit in terms of altitude. We've got Panguitch at 6,700 feet, as you can see here. And Richfield is, we'll go over Junction, which we've flown to in the challenge. Richfield's at 5,300 feet, so we'll go up to 75, give or take. We've got a little bit of a canyon to go through here, but we'll just sort of fly through the canyon and then pretty much follow the road. I'm not even going to plug this into the GPS or anything. We can just follow the highway, and it will take us to Richfield. No TFRs en route that we can see. Everything seems pretty normal. And we'll be at PilotEdge, but I'm not going to get flight following or anything. We'll be too short in the air for that. My general rule is unless you're going to be around for an hour or so, don't bother controllers in the real world with asking for advisories. But we will go through the motions of making our CTAF calls and the rest. So I haven't been in the sim very much in the last couple of weeks, so I'm feeling a little rusty. We'll see how things go today as we try to fly. It's good to see some people in the chat. Dr. Wax says that Saturday and on the glide slope does not get any better than this. Well, that's very kind of you to say. We'll see how I do. I'm feeling a little bit behind the airplane today, and I haven't even started yet. I was tinkering around with VR. My original plan was to fly this in VR and to fly, oh my God, look at all the cars. A lot of people here in Panguitch. Was to fly this in VR and to fly it in the ultralight in X-plane, but I couldn't get the ultralight to go any faster than about 50 knots, given the altitude, and so I thought, well, I don't want to spend an hour and 20 minutes flying up there in VR that way, but we'll find something to do in something like that. I thought that would be fun. All right. I think I have a Cessna checklist in here somewhere. Let's see, what is this? Cessna 172. There we go. Pre-flight, exterior, interior, start, brakes, test and set, avionics, power switch off, fine. Circuit breakers, punch, fuel selector valve to both. We've got that. Carb heat is off. Prime is required when opening the mixture full rich. Throttle open 1/8 of an inch. Brake stand, clear prop. Clear pop. Master switches are on. And then the start part of my ignition switch is inoperative for some reason. Oh, I'm probably not even running Air Manager, am I? Oops. Sorry about that. Best laid plans. Then you realize that you've left an important part of the technology that runs the simulator sitting unopened. So, now our flap switch and other things will work, which is good. At least they should. Yep, there we go. Flat slide is on. Now, I could tell that that wasn't working because when I turned the switch here, I didn't hear anything. But my start position, if you listen, not working. I think the wire back there has come loose again, but I have toggled this to the start position so that we've actually got an airplane that starts. Hard to fly airplanes that don't start, I've found in my time. Throttle set up to, let's get fault alternators on, avionics. Lights, should have had those on before we started. Enter. About 1,000 RPM. Let me know how the audio is, if you would, in the chat. Looks like it's pretty good, but I don't want to have the motor overwhelming me. Oil pressure is coming up. Avionics and radios. We'll switch over to the CTAF frequency here. 122.9er, that's pretty standard. And our AWAS is 133125.
Automated weather observation, Panguitch Municipal. Wind 360 degrees, 8 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 12. Dew point -5. Altimeter 3030.
3030 and 360, so we'll take off on 360.
Automated weather observation, Panguitch Municipal.
And while we're picking that up,
360
we'll put in Richfield. It's
visibility more than 10 miles.
AWAS is 133375.
Dew point -5. Altimeter 3030.
Then we'll be ready for that next time. In fact, we can switch that over now because we'll want to pick it up as soon as we have it in the air. And there, tower is 122.8, so we can put that into COM 1 as a backup. All right, so radio's programmed. That's all set. I see we've got some chat here we can look at before we get started. Hello, Stan. Happy Saturday. Glad to hear the audio as well. Thank you, Scott. And again, a short flight today, but sincere. Short but sincere, as it's almost like a repositioning flight of this baby to Panguitch. Okay, since we are in PilotEdge airspace, I do want to squawk altitude. No reason not to, even though we're not going to pick up a code from them. So we've got that set. Go back to our checklist. This is why God gave us checklists. Flaps are up. Yep, avionics are on. Transponder, we've got it set. ATIS and AWAS we have. Altimeter we have set. Brakes, compass, altitude, we'll do all that as we taxi. And we'll go out for our run-up. Here in Panguitch, it's a back taxi situation. So we'll just make a call here. Control check, it's all working. And we'll say, come on, control. No. My push to talk switch isn't working. Come on. There it is. Panguitch Municipal's Cessna 15 Julie Golf is going to be back taxiing for departure on 36, direct to the north, Panguitch. Okay. I finally have to wake up the switches by moving the flight controls on this thing. We will do our run up here. No reason to sit on the runway and do it. So brakes are set and held. Seats, harnesses are strapped. Cabin doors closed and latch. Flight controls free and correct. Here we can actually look out the side windows. Free and correct. Free and correct. And I can tell by the airplane pushing that the elevator's working. Primary and light fuel selector valve, we are on both. Quantity okay. Do we have enough gas? We have plenty of gas. We're full gas. Mixture is rich. Elevator and runner trim set for takeoff. I don't have the ability to set rudder trim or see it on this, so we'll just have to get it by feel. Throttle up to 1700. There we go. Magnetos will go to right. We got a drop. Back to both. Go to left. We got a drop. They're within a decent range of each other. That looks good. Our amps are in the green. Turn on all our lights. Our volts are in the green. Everything looks good. Electrical. Oil pressure and temp are good. Oil temp's coming up. Fuel flow is positive. Everything's looking good. Take our throttle back to 1,000. Flap set for takeoff, 50. Check them, make sure they're down. They are. Pitot heat, we're not going to need it. Heading indicator, 360. Be our departure. got the bug set for that. Transponder, we've got the altitude, which we wanted. And ready for takeoff. And we'll start our back taxi. Panguitch traffic, Cessna 15 Juliet Golf, entering 36 for a back taxi. Okay, no one coming, no one downrange. Go ahead and set this while we're at it. I prefer the topo off. Scenery's looking great. Really happy with everything fixed to 30 frames a second. I noticed watching one of the last streams that this side monitor was looking stuttery, but it doesn't look stuttery to me. And after spending some time looking at it, I realized that it was set to 59.9 hertz instead of 60. The hertz on the monitor is how many times per second it refreshes, and you want your hertzes to all match up with your frame rate. So 30 frames a second, 30 frames a second, 30 frames a second. The monitors are all set to 60 frames a second, which is obviously a multiple. And then I've got the camera set to 60 frames a second, and I have the stream going to YouTube at 60 frames a second. So that should prevent any video-induced stuttering in the stream, but it's not perfect. But I did notice that that one was not great, and I was looking at the settings last night and realized I had the hertz set wrong. So Panguitch, Central Utah, small town. Does have an airport, however. And then Richfield is sort of the county seat. When you need to go to the courthouse, go to Richfield. We're in our back taxi here. Should we use all the runway? Yes, we should. Oh, they actually have a run-up area over here. Look at that. I would have known that. We would have run up out here. All right, that's fine. There are a couple things you can't get back in an airplane. Fuel that you've burned, altitude above you, and runway behind you. I'm trying to differential brake it like you would a Cirrus. Real world, you taxi slowly. Bad things happen when you taxi fast. The general rule of thumb is don't taxi any faster than a person can walk. Okay. On the center line, we'll do our flow. We're on both. Parking brake is up. Mixture is full rich. Fuel pump is on. Flaps are set. Radio's set. We'll make our call. Panguitch traffic. Cessna 15 Juliet Golf departing 36 to the north. Panguitch. Heading bug is set. Altitude bug we'll set it while we can. 7,500 is what we'll go at. And full power. Okay, RPMs as expected. Engine instruments are green. Airspeed is alive. We are on the center line. We're at 50% of takeoff speed before 50% of our runway. There goes our VX. And we're flying. Okay, we're out of runway so flaps can come up. And we can pitch for VY here in a second, which would be best climb. There we go. All right, we're off. Let's trim the airplane a little bit. I don't have to pull back on the stick so much. Come on, trim. Yeah, there's something I noticed with this yoke. It's more in this Vision Jet, but it kind of has some motion before it kicks in. I'm gonna have to adjust the sensitivity of it somehow. I don't notice as much in the Cirrus SR22 in the sim, but I notice it in this. Okay, we're not going to use autopilot. We're just going to hand fly today. And we'll go up to 9,500 feet, actually. All right, take a chance to look at the chat real quick. Make our final call while we're at it. Panguitch Municipal Cessna 15 Juliet Golf is departing to the north. Final call, Panguitch. Dr. Wax says that his butt kicker amp kicked the bucket, 6 years old, waiting for the Gamer Plus to get back in stock. Yeah, I've got 2 butt kickers, and unfortunately, in my case, the cables from both of them got pulled out of the butt kicker part. In one case, I just tripped over the cable, and then in another one, it had been wound around the base of the chair too many times. So I think I can fix it if I can find a replacement for that, the tip that goes on it, and then stick a new one on there. That's what I would hope for. Okay, do some sightseeing. Things are looking good. Frames are nice and stable. Basically, we go up over these mountains and then just about another 25 minutes to Richfield. Airplane's nice and stable. Get a little right aileron trim. Maybe a little more back pressure. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. If we wanted to listen to center, we can look at 2 things. We can look at the postage stamps on the charts. Which we're kind of between these postage stamps, 122575 maybe. But the easier thing is you look at Panguitch, and you see Salt Lake clearance deliveries of Salt Lake Center 133.6. 133.6. So let's go ahead and listen to 133.6 while we're at it for a second. I'll switch over to the frequency that we're going to be using for Richfield. And what was it? 133.6. We'll see if we hear Salt Lake Center talking on that frequency. And also see what it is at Richfield. Richfield is 122575. You can also look at the AFD for the airport. Which I can look at here in ForeFlight. And Panguitch Muni radar Salt Lake Center approach control on 133.6. So that's what we're listening to. I don't hear them yet. Might not be anybody talking. Okay, that's 8,500 feet. Was that alert telling us that we're on our 1,000 feet to our altitude? Richfield, if we look at its AFD. The R is next to Salt Lake City approach control 125.575. Let's go ahead and listen to that. We'll see if we hear those guys.
Cessna 52275 Oakland clearance, squawk 0670.
All right, well, that gives us something to listen to.
NorCal departure frequency 135.1.
Kind of
And
a nice view out the
remain
window.
north of Lake Shabbat at or below 2,500 until advised.
Very impressed with the 12.3 of X-Plane. Really has been working great. I've had really no troubles. Knock on wood.
Cessna 275,
you know how these
back
things
correct,
go.
expect 1928 right.
And the sim's dialed in, and I was bummed that I didn't get to fly very much over the past month, but I've just been out of town a lot. All right, got 500 feet to go.
King Air 0 Charlie Sierra, cross runway 1 to
Richfield on
left
our
at
map.
Alpha, continue taxi via Alpha to parkings, and you can stay on this frequency. Good day.
Yeah, so the butt kicker is great. I mean, I love having the feel of the rumble in your seat, and I miss it. Need to
November 86 Sierra,
Need to get it
Scottsdale
repaired.
Tower, runway 21, cliff takeoff.
all right. Now we've got the magenta line to keep us from being stupid. Although there are some people who believe the magenta line makes you stupid.
Cessna 52275, Oakland ground. Thanks for information, Romeo. Runway 28 right, taxi via Charlie
45 miles to
Bravo.
go. Estimate time en route, 38 minutes. We'll speed up once we finish our climb here. Once we've got 40 feet to go. Sort of poking along at 70 knots. But we want some altitude over these mountains. There we go. We can level her off. And trim it out.
Seneca 86 Sierra, contact departure.
And I don't think I'm going to have auto fly just yet. I think we'll just keep hand flying it. Again, we'll be there in half an hour. If you get the trim right, then pretty much flies itself.
Seneca 86 Vera Phoenix departure, radar contact. Call to maintain 10,000. Scottsdale altimeter 29906.
Back out of the power just a little bit. Well, at this altitude, we can keep it full forward. Okay, we're listening on COM 2 for Richfield's AWAS. We're still climbing a little bit. We've got map enhancement running the ortho. Looks good. There we go. See what we got going on here in the chat, if anything. Yes, Dr. Wax comments that he didn't realize how much immersion the butt kicker brings. Yeah, I agree. The butt kicker is great. Also, while we're at it, still running these extra lights. See how we like them? Off. On. Off. On. I see we have a question here. He asks, Dr. Wax asks, what are your thoughts on the new G1000 touchscreens from Slight Sim Builder? I may have to. I have not seen them. The G1000 software as touchscreen enabled. That might be new. It might be the X1000 is really what they're releasing from Garmin. I need to check. But like touchscreens are cool. I used to have a 750 in the sim, touchscreen that ran a GNS 750. I've got this set up for the Cirrus that I was flying in the real world, which did not have touchscreen, had the perspective system. So, I don't know, I'll have to check them out. I imagine they are not cheap, but, you know, you pay for quality in the flight sim world, that's another fact. I didn't have a chance to see the lights off. On. Brighter. Dimmer. I seem to remember last time that I liked them not quite all the way dim, but maybe 3 up from most dim, which is right here. I'll have to look on the stream and see what I got. Oh, that's interesting. He's saying that you can swap out the gauges on the touchscreens. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I don't think I would replace what I have here, but I could always sell it. I'm trying to see where I do the light demo on the stream. Here we go. Off. Oh, I definitely think it's better on, but I do think they should be dimmed just a little. Let's see.
November 86 Sierra, verify your direct Phoenix VOR.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I had 6 of those lights in here. Right now I'm only running 2 of them. I'll make it a little brighter.
Seneca 86 Sierra, roger. Just follow your plane.
We'll see how that looks. At night I'll be able to make them red, which would be cool. Hockey game tonight.
Seneca 86 Sierra.
So that might mean
I think you're technically
I get
legally
back
could turn
wanna
to
do a
go to
late
Phoenix
flight,
once
which
you're
could be
above
fun.
4,000. Like
Just sort of
OTG,
following the road
so
here.
it's totally up to you. It's not an error though. November 5275 Oakland Tower.
All right.
Right crosswind departure approved.
Yeah, so the VR experience today was interesting. I was trying hard to, you know, it's interesting. I like to run virtual desktop. I've got a Quest headset, and it just renders VR so well through virtual desktop, but then to capture that mirror and show it in OBS for streaming is a bit clunky. There's a plugin that does it that does a pretty good job, but it keeps, the PC keeps wanting to run open Steam, and it wants to open Oculus and just all this stuff, and it's one of the reasons that I kind of don't fly VR as much as I used to. Is it's just the software, I think, is actually getting more complicated, not less complicated. I'm hoping that VR Desktop will launch a mirror window, and then we can just capture that mirror window in the OBS software, and be good to go. The X-Plane renders just one eye, doesn't render a full 16 by 9 field of view. Otherwise, you can just capture that. But anyway, independent of that, I didn't want to be sitting in an ultralight for an hour and 20 minutes making this flight. So it was crazy though. With the ultralight, it was looking down from my legs. I got a little vertigo and stuff. It was pretty real. All right, how we doing? We've got 20 minutes. Might as well be thinking about arrival. Richfield is 0119er. We'll get the weather when we get up there, but last reporting, it was 250 at 3 knots. All right, so we'd land on 01. And, you know, the old make straight in. You really shouldn't go straight in, I don't think. Let's see, 2501, we got 19, we got 60 degrees that way. Let's right traffic into 01. Keep you away from that train, I would presume. See if we can hear the, not picking up the weather for Richfield yet. Yeah, if the wind's coming from 250, we would want to land on 19er, which is left traffic. So we'll plan on that. That's an easy entry. But we'll get the weather when we get up there.
November 27 contact departure.
Yeah, it's 250. So 250 to 360 is almost 100 degrees off the beam. It'd be behind us, it'd be a tailwind. So 19er is the plan. Paiute Reservoir down there.
Cessna 5275 NorCal departure, radar contact. Oakland altimeter 3003.
Right over the top of Junction Airport, which we've flown into before. You can actually see the P for Paiute out the window there. It's a thing in Utah where the high schools put their letters on the mountain and on the shower, and it's not on the chart. But there's one up here there from Marysville where there's an M by Marysville. We'll see if we can see it when we fly over. It's up here past Paiute Reservoir. It's looking pretty good out that window. All right. Let's take a look at the chat. Oops.
Cessna 275, their altitude.
There we go. Oops. Dr. Wax says, I want to thank you. You're the inspiration for my flight sim hobby and built a similar cockpit of your plans and posted on your website. Glad to see you back. I'd love to see pictures for it.
2,500 until advised.
You're welcome to email me some, on the glideslope@gmail.com. And I'd love to see them. I've posted a few things on the website in the past 4 or 5 months since I started using the simulator again a lot. And happy to post pictures of somebody's nice cockpit setup. I'm trying to work with the local high school. I've just started the conversation, but I've got enough leftover gear. I'm actually trying to work with the local high school to help them build a sim for their Air Force ROTC program, which I think could be cool. Nice view of those mountains out there. 12,169 feet up at the top, above the tree line. Out this window, you can start to see out toward, where would that be? What is that? That's Escalante, yeah, up over the top of Boulder Mountain, right that window. This is saying 010. Well, if that's the case, we're going to land on 01. So let's listen to it one more time.
Automated weather observation of Richfield. Wind 0110 degrees 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles.
Okay, right pattern into 1, so we'll come in and we'll enter from the east.
Altimeter 3030.
Looking for the letter M, Marysville.
Automated weather observation of Richfield. Wind 0110 degrees 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles.
Road comes up.
Temperature 16.
Bend.
Altimeter 3030.
All right, well, we'll see if we see it up here. Got the altimeter again here.
Automated weather observation of Richfield. Wind 0110 degrees 7 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 16. Dew point -2. Altimeter 3030.
Cessna 275,
got.
cancel altitude restriction, resume on navigation.
Okay. About 13 minutes to go. Descent planning. We're 9,500 feet, we got to be at 5,300 feet. So call it 55. We got 4,000 feet to lose. 500 feet a minute, that's 8 minutes. We want to be there a couple minutes before we enter into the pattern, a minute before we enter the pattern. So let's call it, let's see, 4,008, let's call it 9 minutes out. We want to start our descent. That's in 4 minutes. We'll get over these hills, although we can come around this way and avoid them. Once we get up here to Marysville, see if we can see the M out the window. I'd be interested if there's any flights people would like to see. I'm liking doing the alphabet challenge. I've been liking doing the cat ratings on PilotEdge again. But if there's something in particular that you'd like to see me simulate, I'm happy to do it. I had a couple of colleagues here yesterday, and they were eager to see this thing. And I put them in it, and they were like, holy crap. I said, yeah, it's pretty detailed. And now it's cheaper than flying. Now I've got a good buddy who's a pilot, and I'm thinking he and I are going to get in here this week, and I'll try to stream that if I can. It's always cool when you've got somebody who knows what they're doing in here. All right, so that goes through those hills. We're going to go over the top of these. 409, we're going to have 2 minutes right over the top of those peaks. We'll start a gentle descent. Are we going to see the Marysville M? That's the question. Which side of it? It's on this side of the highway. Should be right there. I think it'd be on the hill. Let's see. I don't see it. Okay, well, we'll keep looking. Not that it's important to see the Marysville M, but might as well sightsee while you're doing it. Get our altitude back here. There's a little lake or reservoir right next to Marysville. I'm from Utah. I don't even know that there was a Marysville. Let's see. There's a highway. There's the, where's the river? There's the road. Where's the M? There's the river. Should be right. Not seeing it. Give it another minute. Again, you gotta have something to keep you entertained. It's not in the ortho. At least I can't see it. I would think it'd be right on the mountainside. Oh well. Worth a look. Back on course, guys. Come on. We got places to go, things to do. All right, let's listen to that weather one more time.
Automated weather observation of Richfield. Wind 36.
So we're 9 minutes. We start our descent. We're just going to pull back some power to do that.
Sky clear. Temperature 16. Dew point -2. Altimeter 3030.
Now, it's interesting how much it pitched down. See if it rights itself. It should keep its same pitch and just lose altitude because pitch is speed and power is performance. Yep, see how it came back up? So then the question is, when it stabilized, what's our descent rate? And I want to have a descent rate about 500 feet a minute. Right now it is about
Visibility more
0
than
feet
10
about.
miles.
There it is. It's
Sky
coming down a
clear.
little bit.
Temperature 16. Dew point -2. Altimeter 30.
I'm going to give it a little more power.
Automated weather observation, Richfield. Wind 010 degrees, 7 knots.
All right, so we're going to be landing on 01, so let's bug our heading for that.
Dew point -2. Altimeter 302.
And remember, it's right traffic into there, so we're going to be making turns this way, coming in from the east. When we're 5 miles out, we'll make a call on the radio. We can turn that off. We will switch over to their CTAF. It's 122.8. Look, right at 500 feet a minute. It's just what we were shooting for. Great. 133375, is that what we've got? Oh, that's our AWOS. 122.8, that's what we got. Okay. Keep flying our descent. Start getting ready to run a descent checklist here. Carburetor heat on is required. Power reduces. Mixture adjust full rich. ADOS we got. Wind we got. Put the fuel pump on. Brakes. Pressure in the pedals. We got pressure in the pedals. Undercarriage down and welded. Yep. It's down and welded. Mixture is on rich. Mags are on both. Master switch is on. Turn our landing light on. The fuel selector valve is on both. We've got plenty of gas. Oil pressure and temperature look good. Hatches and harnesses secure. Carb heat we don't have in this airplane. Autopilot and air conditioner are off. We don't have the air conditioner. I'll just simulate it. There, it's off. Although I'm still have the fan running here, blowing a little air for us, which feels nice. We are now 10 miles out. We'll make a 10-mile call for Richfield just so people know. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Juliet Golf is 10 miles south of the field, 8,200 descending. We're going to be making right traffic into 01 Richfield. Okay. Airspeed 60 to 75, flaps up, extend flaps. We'll go half, below 85 knots on the downwind. Final between 60 and 70. Okay, so in the pattern, 65, 75. Okay. I don't fly the Cessna very often, so we got to remind ourselves. Lose altitude a little more quickly here. Take a quick look at the chat, and then we're going to go sterile cockpit until I have her down. Hey, Nate, it's good to see you. I'm loading and flying into Richfield if you want to get in there real fast. Nate has a beautiful flight simulator, Nate's Cessna simulator. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. It's really great. Coming over Monroe, Utah. Looking for the field, which I'm not quite seeing, but it's right up in here. We're still 7 miles out. Pattern altitude is going to be 6,300 feet. Let's go ahead and bug that. Yeah, see how it's gentle movement and then big movement on this yoke. I gotta figure it out what's going on with this thing. So it is not smooth to fly like that. It could be something in the internal parts of it. I'll need to, I hope I don't have to take it apart. Pulling it out of here is a major pain in the ass. Okay. Keep our descent coming. Where are we now? We are 6 miles. Basically, we'll just fly a reciprocal heading. We'll come in and then we'll enter on the 45. There's our airport right there. Let's get our barometer one more time.
Altimeter 3029.
029er. Okay. The wind.
Automated weather observation, Richfield. Wind 360 degrees, 8 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 16. Dew point -2. Altimeter 3029.
Okay, good. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Juliet Golf is 5 miles southeast of the field, 7,000 descending. We're going to be entering on the 45 for right traffic into 01, Richfield. So we're going to come down here and then turn and come in on a 45-degree entry and then make our right-hand turns into the strip. 600 feet to go to pattern altitude. Doing fine on our descent. And again, we want to be going about 70 in the pattern, 60 over the numbers, so we're doing 93 right now. We'll have plenty of time to slow down. Good 10 and then 20 to 30 and then final flaps all the way at 60 knots. Okay. Coming over the little town of Annabelle, Utah. Annabella. There's our runway. Just coming in there, about 3/4 of the way up the strut. Thousand feet feels low. Always feels low to be 1,000 feet off the ground. Got a little bit to go. 200 feet. Part of what's crawling us here is we've got this 10-knot headwind. Alright, in a minute here we'll make our turn for the 45. Coming to our altitude here. There we go. Right about 6,300 feet. We'll pitch for this. I like our, give us a chance to slow down here. Get a little bit past the field. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Julie Golf is 3 miles east of the field, 6,300. We're going to be entering on the 45 for right traffic into 01 Richfield. There's our airport. You want to try to aim the 45-degree entry for middle of the field, give or take. .75 knots. It is pretty good. Be a little faster. And just a touch of power. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Julie Golf is on the 45 for 01 Richfield. Ourselves up to 6,300 feet, which is where we want to be. And then we'll turn and we want to be able to see the runway about halfway up our strut. Mixture full rich, fuel pump is on, landing lights are on. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Julie Golf entering right downwind for 01 Richfield. There's our runway. And we're at 6,300 feet, and we're on a reciprocal heading, and it's about halfway up the strut. So we're about right where we want to be. A little slower. There we go. Nice stabilized approach. You don't need to mess with pitch very much. I just pitched up a little more than I wanted to. I was trimming the airplane in that turn and I over trimmed it. Just a little high. It's okay. Speed's good. Okay, we're at touch one point. We can go first flaps. Now we can take the throttle out. Fly about 500 feet per minute descent. Pitch for a little faster. There we go. Down to about 7 or 8 seconds. Make our next turn. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Julie Golf, turning right base 01 Richfield. Take a quick look. Next flaps. Looking good. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Julie Golf, turning final for 01 Richfield. Trying to trim the airplane. Could have flown the base a little bit longer. .67 knots. A little high, that's okay. There we go, there's our glide slope. Pardon the pun. .67 knots, we're stable. There we go, no stall horn, but good enough. Okay, I don't know where. It's way down at the end. We could have landed long. Oh well. So it goes. We'll clear the runway here so that we don't have anybody behind us wondering why we're taxiing the entire length. Yeah, I gotta get this yoke fixed. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Juliet Golf is clear of 01, taxiing on Alpha to the ramp, Richfield. Flaps up. Landing lights off, strobe on, nav off. Yeah, if I would have known it was this, I would have landed long. Oh well. It's okay, we'll go for a drive. Next flight will be Richfield to our Salt Lake City. Bravo airport landing. That'll be fun. We'll fly the Cirrus SR-22 for that and have a chance for folks to see how you request entry into a Bravo airspace and then land at one as a general aviation aircraft. We'll do that on PilotEdge. I would imagine in the SR-22 that flight probably takes Richfield here, hour, 45 minutes, give or take. This airport clearly needs to be redone. Whoever did it, it's, you know, most of the airports in X-Plane are community built. It's cool they've got these hangars, but they're not that big in the real world. There's all kinds of new hangar assets that we can use to make more realistic airports. And whenever I land in an airport where I know that we could update it, I go, well, I should do it. I should build the. And then part of me goes, really? Like, is this what you need to be doing with your time? Is building airports? I want to be over there, so I'm going to come down here and call that I'm. Richfield traffic, Cessna 15 Juliet Golf is crossing 19er at Alpha 1 Richfield. No one coming? Yeah, you can see how big these hangars are. Park down here, past this van, over by the Cirrus jet. I seem to be driving this thing pretty well today. Driving the Cirrus is always a comedy for me. Don't hit the multi-million-dollar mini jet. That'd be bad. Close enough for tie-down work. Okay. After landing, flaps are up. Landing and taxi light is off. Strobes off. Transponder to standby. Trim. Set for takeoff. Parking brake set. Sorry about the camera bump. We're not going to trigger the LT right now. Avionics off. Mixture. Fuel selector valve is to the center. Control lock installed. Geometry core. Chocks. Cabin doors. Flight plan closed. Okay. That was our short hop to Richfield from Panguitch. Let's see if there's anything else here in the chat we should pay attention to. Great. Thank you for sending me, Dr. Wax sent a video and a pic. I'm looking forward to see it. Stan, thanks for tuning in. Anybody else who's watching the stream later, thanks for watching. Consider a subscription, and I try to stream maybe once a week. Some weeks I don't get to, other weeks I do more than one. And thanks for watching on the glide slope. Thanks, everybody.